Welcome to 13 Planet. I'm your leader, Jason X. Today I am going to be reviewing Color Out of Space. This is a 2019 sci-fi fantasy. I will be doing a quick movie recap with spoilers, and then I will be doing my review right after. Our movie starts in a thick, foggy woods, evil and full of witch legends. We start with our young Lavinia Gardner. She's doing a seance or ritual, as she puts it, trying to rid her mother, Teresa Gardner, of cancer. She gets interrupted by a young man who is a hydrologist by the name of Ward Phillips. We meet Papa Gardner, or Nicolas Cage, or Nathan, as he's hanging out on the front porch of his home, worried sick about his daughter, wondering where she is. Then we meet Benny, Lavinia's brother, who's getting high out in the barn. We also meet Jack, the baby of the family, and they have a herd of alpacas, which I only mention because of something cooler that we will see later on. The night comes and each family member is enjoying alone time in their own room. Jack and Lavinia are trying to sleep, and we see the Book of the Dead in Lavinia's room. Benny's listening to music and looking things up on his computer, as all teens do. Mommy and Daddy are about to get it on for the first time in 6 months. Then comes the biggest cockblock of all motherfucking time, a meteorite that lands directly in their backyard. The family goes to investigate this comet or meteorite, and it's burning off steam and it's beautiful pink, letting off this light. The next day, the police and the mayor come to take a look, as well as our hydrologist, Ward. The police and the mayor don't give two shits about the Gardner's problem, and they leave. Ward stays behind to continue to investigate. That night, Teresa is making dinner for her family and accidentally cuts off 2 fingers. And she doesn't even seem to notice as she turns around and tells the family that dinner is ready. For a pretty eerie scene, Nathan has to drive her to the hospital, which is in Boo-Foo City in the next town over, and the kids are left alone and things start to get weird. Little Jack starts talking to a man in the well via whistles. Jack goes to look in the well and sees a weird, colorful looking egg that hatches a pink praying mantis. People are hearing weird noises on their cell phones and seeing weird colors. The TV, the water, the computer screen, the lights, everything's bad, pink, weird. Mom and Dad are getting home from the hospital, and this is the last time the car will be working, as everything is being affected around them, and of course don't believe anything that the kids try to explain to them. Dad goes to take a shower and notices a weird rash on his arm, but is quickly distracted as he looks down and sees a clear disc, and he tries to go and pick it up, and this thing grows tentacles and creeps him out. He drops it in the drain and it goes down and never to be seen till later. Nathan is snapping back and forth between this good guy, bad guy. His arm becomes so bad, so fast that it looks like fish scales on his arm, but he seems to not be very concerned about it. Lavinia turns to the Book of the Dead again for help and starts carving symbols in her arms, her chest, even her face, spilling blood everywhere. The color pink has pretty much taken over the entire backyard, and it's hard to believe no one has noticed. Meanwhile, Benny and Jack go to check on the alpacas, and they've lost all of their hair and they start radiating a pink light. The boys run outside scared as fuck. Teresa is there to comfort Jack, and as she's holding them, they get struck by a pink lightning. Now this is where things get really dark. Jack and Teresa have been fused together, looking like a fucked up Kuato from Total Recall. The family put their newly mutated Teresa and Jack in the attic and locked the door. I don't know why I found it so funny, but everyone was trying to comfort Teresa the whole time, and not Jack, not even once. Warped sense of humor, I guess. Nathan then goes to check on the alpacas, and they are all fused together as well. They're looking like the dog straight out of The Thing. Nathan uses his shotgun on them, pumping round after round, destroying the beast. Benny hears his dog barking from the well, and like a dumbass, he climbs down so that he could get him, just to get eaten by the jelly tentacle thing that we saw earlier in the shower. Nathan grabs Lavinia and locks her in the room with her mother and says, "Feed your mother." Teresa and Jack have now completely mutated, making them this fast, mobile, scary as fuck looking thing. Luckily, the hydrologist and the police arrive just in time to save her from certain death. However, it is Nathan who actually ends up pumping the shotgun shell into their faces. As we're leaving, the tentacle monster comes out from the well, and Nathan takes aim at it, and the police officer thinks he's aiming at his daughter and the hydrologist, and puts a buckshot straight into Nathan's back. The police officer is killed by a tree, leaving Lavinia ends up getting possessed, and the only one who actually ends up surviving is Ward. So funny enough, I actually saw Come to Daddy starring Elijah Wood, which is a great movie, and right after that I ended up watching Color Out of Space, made by Spectrevision, Elijah Wood production company. I had no idea the connection until after I saw both. This is a H.P. Lovecraft adaptation, and a truly great one at that. It's great for the Lovecraft universe. This movie, Color Out of Space, reminds me of The Thing meets Amityville Horror. So let me get straight into this weird, brain rush word vomit that I had going on during this movie, which kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of how this movie plays out. I noticed triangles played a big part of this movie, which goes along with witches. I'm not sure if this was a nod to the elements air, fire, water, and ether that was mentioned earlier, or if it was symbolic for something else that I just completely missed. We see 3 of them within like the first 30 minutes of the movie. Around this point, we see an upside down triangle, which can be seen as one of 2 ways. The first is an upside down triangle representing the water element in pagan witchcraft, which is, about 10 seconds after seeing that, we see a cup of water. So maybe that was it. The second, it could be the upside down triangle representing something unstable, as upside down triangles naturally are. And about 1.5 minutes after seeing it, we do get the meteorite flying into the family's backyard, which makes their lives after that moment unstable. It was at this point I was trying to figure out if the seance performed by Lavinia in our opening scene, if this is what started the whole mess, or if it was just coincidence. As you can tell, it's very easy to fall down the rabbit hole when watching this movie, because then I started thinking about Lavinia's words as she mentioned air, water, fire, and ether again, which is exactly the elements that kind of brought to life this monster in the first place. As the meteorite flew into the earth, it got fire and air. When it landed, it was stuck in the earth element, and then it sank down into the earth, into the gardener's well, which is the water element, which actually, that's the point when it started spreading. So this movie does add a lot of elements that can easily engulf your mind in mystery, fear, and magic. The color scheme and the nature scenes were absolutely beautiful. They really added a strange element, as everything around is turning this beautiful color, and you also know that it means something bad is coming. Nicolas Cage was amazing, as he had somewhat of a bipolar personality towards the end of this movie, as he was playing the dad and also a crazy man. He does an amazing job with that, but he doesn't overdo it, as he has done a couple of times in some of his other movies. This has a good blend of CGI and practical effects, which is always a big win in my book. I do say that this is a must-see movie, and I did go ahead and rate this movie a 7.5 out of 10. As always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will have another review for you guys coming soon. If you guys have any movie requests or just want to reach out, I hope you guys are staying safe during this quarantine. Feel free to reach out if you just want to talk. You can find me at Jason13Planet. Please like and share this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Join me, guys, next time on 13th Planet, where there's a world of possibilities.